Hi guys, it's Mildred. Welcome back to my channel. Before I start my June Bujo playing with me, I want to do a little unboxing of a tea subscription company called Sipsby, where you get 4 types of tea for $15 a month. Here I have my May collection. If you guys are interested in joining the tea club, I have a $5 off coupon for your first order. Take the quiz and get your own personalized Sipsby box. And here are the following teas that I got. Hazelnut CHICORY by Teeccino, Matcha on-the-Go by Teapigs, Organic Gunpowder Green Tea by Bare Leaves, and TART-TEA to the Party by Kitten. This time I received disposable tea bags, so I will be trying out the Bare Leaves loose leaf green tea. The leaves of this famous Chinese green tea are hand rolled into pellets that resemble gunpowder. It produces a bolder flavor than most green teas, and I accidentally read it to be 1.5 tablespoons, and it's supposed to be only 1.5 teaspoons, so make sure to read your directions. Now drink up and let's start bullet journaling. So for this month's theme will be Studio Ghibli. If you guys are familiar, it is most famous animated movies, and I do like to draw out my spreads before I get started with my bullet journaling, and I did pick at least more than 10 movies to incorporate within this June theme. As you can see, the first cover page, it will be Spirited Away with the bathhouse, and I did pick Ponyo first to be the first week. And I do have a Pinterest page of all of my inspiration of how to do this June theme. So let's just get started with inking the cover page of the bathhouse. I did grab this inspiration from Pinterest, so I'll be linking those inspirational posts down below in the description box. I do like the look of the very sketchy architecture as well as the sketchy lines. Of course, I included No Face, Chihiro, and Haku. And now I'm just writing out June in my Tombow brush pen. And then the quote underneath is just a cute little quote from Miyazaki, and it just reads, "Always believe in yourself, do this, and no matter where you are, you will have nothing to fear." And now I'm coloring No Face and making sure it's blended at the bottom, erasing all the marks. And here is the inspirational post from Pinterest, and I did want to color it within color pencils, but I did go back and do my Crayola Supertips markers. So the first base layer was pink, and then I did an overlay of red and then a poppy red for the infamous bridge. I like how it's very messy and more natural and organic. And now I'm using the golden and yellow accents, and then it did take a lot of experimenting to get the exact green jade color that I wanted for the roofs. So I did do a lot of color mixing and making sure that it's not bleeding through the page. I did want to do watercolor, but a lot of watercolor on top of this paper is not preferred because it does bleed in. I will show you guys that later in the next page. And now I'm just putting some of the whole rotation of colors and then ending it off with the light gray of Crayola Supertips to create those depth and shadows. And as I finish that, I'm coloring the bonsai tree on the right and then left, and then as well as the tower right in the middle, adding some blue touch-ups, and then mimicking wooden slats for the floor of the bridge, horizontally coloring it, and then as well as coloring a light sky in the background, as well as No Face's makeup, and then just a little shading of the floor. And that is the cover page. Moving on to the next spread, which is the calendar, and I did a sky theme of at least 5 movies. Here is Porco Rosso on the middle, Castle in the Sky on the upper left corner, Nausicaa on the middle, The Wind Rises on the bottom right, and then House Moving Castle on the top right. And these squares are at least 6 by 6, and then I tried to keep it all within the middle of the page, labeling the days on top of the black rose. And now I'm just kind of coloring away of each character that I inked before. Then I added the dates and dots. So I thought it was a little plain without having a light blue sky, so I did attempt to watercolor this, but try to have this very light wash throughout the whole page. And I did try to attempt this on the previous page, and unfortunately it did bleed out because I did use too much water accidentally. So I'm just not gonna touch it for a little bit and let it dry, just so that it doesn't bleed out more. So definitely be careful of the strength of your paper. I'm just dabbing it and cleaning up the water usage. But that's basically it for the calendar page. So next page will be the mood tracker and expense tracker. This is the first time I separated the mood and the habit tracker. I just wanted the same theme of House Moving Castle in one page, and then Spirited Away in the habits tracker. So for my moods tracker, I just drew up little calcifers, and then in the middle I wanted to emphasize where he was making the eggs and bacon for breakfast, just erasing all of the pencil marks and with my handy brush. And onto the right I am just drawing up the doors. I did kind of outline these a little messy, but I got the hinges as well as the doorknobs and the scarecrow. Forgot his name, but he's the unnamed prince, I believe. And then a super light brown wash for the doors, but this is what it looks like. And then mimicking the colors of the door wheel, and then having the same colors of blue, green, and red. I really like these colors and how they were more of a muted color scheme. And putting my expenses, coloring the doorknobs, and doing a light wash of that, and then coloring the scarecrow, as well as adding the shadows just to give it more depth. I don't know why I colored from right to left, but I usually do left to right. And now I'm just coloring Calcifer and his breakfast on the pan. I did use a lot of layers in order to create more depth, so I definitely recommend that. And then I went back with my white jelly pen to add some glossiness to the eggs as well as the bacon, and some like little flares of fire to get out. And then now I'm just doing the labeling of each page. So this is the mood tracker and this is the expenses tracker. So the next page, I actually messed this up. It wasn't supposed to be my week 1. It's supposed to be my habit tracker. I did not check my spreads, so this is all on me. But on the left will be the habit tracker, where it's going to be little mason jars, and then having those sprites to be colored just a black dot. And on to the right will be my memory/ideas dump page, and then I just drew Chihiro's shoes as well as a billion sprites on the bottom, just so it fills up and relates to the whole layout. I did create the little sprite line, so that's going to take a little bit. And then I use the same muted colors, the pink, blue, and green for the mason jar lids. And then with my white jelly pen, I created the white eyes as well as creating the black dots for the eyes, for the pupils. And now onto the left, I am just demonstrating on how I fill up my habits, and it's just going to be a black dot with some 2 pupil eyeballs. So that's it for my habit / memory page. Moving on to my finally week 1 of June, I chose the Ponyo theme. And now first of all, I'm going to be inking all of it. I did choose the Ponyo running on the water / fishes, and I drew up her little sisters for the days on top. And then I'm just coloring all the hair first, as well as Sasuke and his mom, coloring her cute little dress, as well as her sister's fish bodies. And then this time I watercolored the fish because I wanted to mimic this watercolor art that I found on Google, and I really wanted to make it look more washed out rather than perfect. And I really like that feeling of having it more natural and messy. And here's the image. You barely could see it on my phone because of the contrast, but having that dark watercolor on top and creating those layers creates this really nice washed out watercolor effect. All I did was just use black and light blue, and as well as a little pink for the car on the right, and then writing out the days on top. I did also mess this up because I somehow forgot to write Wednesday, and now my layout is a little different. So here is the final flip through of the month of June. I really like the end result of this month's theme. I can't wait to do the next week's spreads of Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, Princess Mononoke, Secret Life of Ariete, and the new movie Mary and the Witch's Flower. Also, don't forget to check out Sipsby Tea Company. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below, and see you next video. Bye!